Today, our topic is how to strengthen your willpower with Stoicism. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us how to live a good life, even when things are hard. It was created by thinkers like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. These philosophers believed that the key to happiness and success is not in changing the world around us, but in changing how we think and act. They taught that we cannot control everything that happens to us, but we can control how we respond. This is where willpower comes in. Willpower is the ability to stay focused on what is important, even when it is difficult. It is the strength to resist temptations, to keep going when things get tough, and to stay calm in the face of challenges. Stoicism gives us tools to build and strengthen our willpower. Let's explore how. First, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. This is one of the most important ideas in Stoic philosophy. Many things in life are outside of our control. We cannot control the weather, other people's actions, or the past. But we can control our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. When we focus on what we can control, we stop wasting energy on things that we cannot change. This helps us to stay strong and focused. For example, imagine you are stuck in traffic. You cannot control the traffic, but you can control how you react. You can choose to stay calm and patient, or you can choose to get angry and frustrated. The Stoic approach is to accept the situation and focus on what you can do, like listening to music or thinking about your goal. By practicing this mindset, you train your willpower to stay strong even in difficult situations. Second, Stoicism teaches us to practice self-discipline. Self-discipline is the ability to do what is right even when it is hard. The Stoics believe that self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. One way to practice self-discipline is to set small challenges for yourself. For example, you could decide to wake up early every day, even if you don't feel like it. Or you could decide to avoid sugary snacks for a week. These small challenges help you build your willpower. Over time, you will find it easier to resist temptations and stay focused on your goals. The Stoics also believed in living simply and avoiding excess. They taught that we should not be controlled by our desires. Instead, we should learn to be satisfied with what we have. This does not mean that we should never enjoy life, but that we should not let our happiness depend on material things. By practicing self-discipline, we become stronger and more in control of our lives. Third, Stoicism teaches us to accept discomfort. Many people think that life should always be easy and comfortable. But the Stoics believed that discomfort is a natural part of life. They taught that we should not run away from challenges, but face them with courage. When we accept discomfort, we become stronger and more resilient. For example, if you are afraid of public speaking, the Stoic approach is to practice speaking in front of others, even if it feels uncomfortable. Over time, you will become more confident and less afraid. The same principle applies to physical challenges. If you want to get stronger, you have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. This might mean exercising even when you are tired, or eating healthy food even when you crave junk food. By accepting discomfort, we build our willpower and become better able to handle life's challenges. Fourth, Stoicism teaches us to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the practice of being thankful for what we have. The Stoics believe that gratitude helps us to stay focused on what is important and to avoid being distracted by what we lack. When we practice gratitude, we remind ourselves of the good things in our lives. This helps us to stay positive and motivated. For example, instead of complaining about your job, you can be grateful that you have a way to support yourself and your family. Instead of wishing for a bigger house, you can be grateful for the roof over your head. Gratitude helps us to appreciate what we have and to avoid wasting energy on things that do not matter. It also helps us to stay humble and to remember that material things are not the source of true happiness. By practicing gratitude, we strengthen our willpower and become more content with our lives. Fifth, Stoicism teaches us to reflect on our actions. Reflection is the practice of thinking about what we have done and how we can improve. The Stoics believe that reflection is essential for personal growth. By reflecting on our actions, we can learn from our mistakes and make better choices in the future. One way to practice reflection is to keep a journal. At the end of each day, you can write down what you did well and what you could have done better. For example, if you lost your temper with a friend, you can reflect on why you reacted that way and how you can handle the situation better next time. Reflection helps us to become more aware of our thoughts and actions. It also helps us to stay focused on our goals and to avoid repeating the same mistakes. By practicing reflection, we strengthen our willpower and become better versions of ourselves. Sixth, Stoicism teaches us to stay focused on the present moment. Many people spend a lot of time worrying about the future or regretting the past. But the Stoics believed that the only moment we truly have is the present. They taught that we should focus on what we are doing right now, rather than getting lost in thoughts about what might happen or what has already happened. For example, if you are working on a project, the Stoic approach is to give it your full attention, rather than worrying about whether it will succeed or fail. By staying focused on the present moment, we can do our best work and avoid unnecessary stress. This also helps us to stay calm and clear-headed, even in difficult situations. By practicing mindfulness, we strengthen our willpower and become more effective in our daily lives. Seventh, Stoicism teaches us to see obstacles as opportunities. The Stoics believed that every challenge is a chance to grow stronger and wiser. Instead of seeing obstacles as problems, we can see them as opportunities to practice our virtues. For example, if you lose your job, instead of feeling hopeless, you can see it as a chance to learn new skills or to explore a new career path. If you face a difficult person, instead of getting angry, you can see it as a chance to practice patience and understanding. The Stoic approach is to embrace challenges and to use them as opportunities to become better. By seeing obstacles as opportunities, we strengthen our willpower and develop a positive mindset. Finally, Stoicism teaches us to remember that life is short. The Stoics believed that we should not waste time on things that do not matter. They taught that we should focus on what is truly important and live each day as if it could be our last. This does not mean that we should live in fear, but that we should make the most of the time we have. For example, instead of putting off your dreams, you can take steps to achieve them today. Instead of holding grudges, you can forgive and move on. By remembering that life is short, we are motivated to use our time wisely and to stay focused on what really matters. This helps us to strengthen our willpower and to live a meaningful life. In conclusion, Stoicism offers many tools to help us strengthen our willpower. By focusing on what we can control, practicing self-discipline, accepting discomfort, practicing gratitude, reflecting on our actions, staying focused on the present moment, seeing obstacles as opportunities, and remembering that life is short, we can build our willpower and live a better life. These practices are not always easy, but they are worth the effort. As the Stoics taught, the key to happiness and success is not in changing the world around us, but in changing ourselves. By strengthening our willpower, we become better able to handle life's challenges and to achieve our goals. So, take these lessons from Stoicism and start applying them in your life. With time and practice, you will find that your willpower grows stronger, and you become more resilient, focused, and content. Remember, the power to change your life is within you. Use it wisely.